Let's turn to NBC Sports' tennis analyst, Mary Carillo. Mary, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Savannah. The cruel irony of all of this is that Naomi wanted to be low profile at this tournament, and instead she's its biggest story.
Well, you know, Mary, I mean, one thing we can all agree on is that nobody wanted to be here with Naomi Osaka not at the French Open. How did this get so wrong so fast?
And we've come to know after yesterday's message from Naomi that, she suffers bouts of depression. She didn't want to do press, and frankly, she's a media darling, as you all know. The press loves Naomi Osaka. The fans do. Her sponsors do. This is the highest paid female athlete in history. But she wanted to pull back. And look, it's that old Maya Angelou line. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. When Naomi Osaka first arrived on the tour as a 16-year-old, she explained how she's a child of the internet, she said. She's awkward speaking. She's shy. She said when she used to see Serena Williams in the locker room back in the day, she would pretend she was on her phone so she wouldn't have to make eye contact and speak. So I think those of us who have followed Naomi's career know that she is like that. But it got so bad that, and the general rule should be, don't cut what you can untie. But frankly, I wasn't terribly surprised when she made that announcement that she was pulling away, because she hated to be this big, huge story. It was awkward. It was uncomfortable. I was calling the tennis yesterday from the NBC studio in Stamford, Connecticut, guys, and John McEnroe was calling the same matches from his home in Malibu. And John is verbal. John talks a lot. There were long stretches when John just sat back, in his chair and said nothing.
Mary,
he was gutted that it came to this.
Mary, what do you think the French Tennis Association could have done to untie this? Because it sounded like they came down really like a hammer.
You know what, Hoda? I genuinely think that message that they first gave, it's the press conferences are mandatory, and there's very little in terms of press that is mandatory. Most athletes just go on their social media and create their own messaging on every platform that they like. I honestly think that message was for the other players to say, look, we appreciate that you all understand your obligations. And frankly, Naomi was contrite in her message yesterday, and just said it was bad timing and my messaging was muddled, essentially. And honestly, I feel like if we can reimagine ways to make press conferences better, that would be great. But as a member of the media, I mean, we are so hamstrung right now, especially in this age of the pandemic when everything is by Zoom. You know what I'm talking about. We have less and less ways to get to these people.
We know some players say, they may not love. Who wants to go meet the press after you lost and you're gutted about it? But a lot of players say it is part of the job. It's as much a part of the job as playing the game. Can you explain that? Because some people, I'm sure, are thinking, well, why should she have to talk to reporters if she doesn't want to? Can you explain kind of how that all goes?
Yeah, that's right. So then I have a problem with all these people who are coming down and say the media broke Naomi. I mean, frankly, look, I think her life has gotten very crowded. She's very famous, very wealthy. She's not like your main man, Roger Federer, who walks on this earth so lightly and gives press conferences after losses in 3 different languages. I mean, she's not built that way, and that's fine. I think the obligations that she's had with all of her sponsors, I think that could be overwhelming. There are swollen expectations for what she represents. She's become an activist, and that's not easy for an introvert to become an activist like that. I think it's created an awful lot of corrosive doubts, and I am so glad that she's stepping away. It's the only thing I feel like Naomi can do. She's got to have some real self-care. Hopefully there is a very solid ball club around her. She's got to get rid of all this noise in her head.
Mary, do you think she will be at Wimbledon? Will she be at the Olympics? Or do you think this may, I mean, I read a couple of articles that said this might be the what they think is the end of her career.
Oh, Hoda, I don't even think Naomi knows when she's going to appear next. Wimbledon's only 4 weeks away, and the Olympics are only a couple of weeks after that. That's the hell of it. I mean, this is a very stressful time of the year for someone like Naomi Osaka. who's won 4 majors on hard courts, but has never played past the 3rd round of the clay of Roland Garros or the grass of Wimbledon. Then she's got all these expectations. Surely, if she's in Tokyo, she's going to be one of the most famous athletes there, right?
You'll say so much pressure.
I don't know what she's going to do. I just hope she takes great care of her. I love this kid. I think she's wonderful.
I know, and it took guts for her to take care of herself.
It
Mary, thank you so
Mary.
much. We'll be watching. You know we will. Okay, take care.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.